In Medina, the messenger of God gathered his companions and said, "Go out and pray over a brother of yours who has died in a land not your own." The man he meant was a king, an African king. Follow this strange story with me and you will see what I mean. A Christian king who followed the Church of Alexandria. He had believed in an Arab prophet he never once saw in his life. A pagan Arab came down from that prophet's own city to work against him and his followers. That Arab became Muslim. Not at the hands of the prophet he saw in his streets every day. At the hands of the African king, who had never seen the prophet at all. That Arab was Amr ibn al-As. He would carry Islam into Alexandria, the very city whose church that king once followed. And if that surprises you, consider with me one stranger still. The name is not a name. An-Najashi is a title. Every king who rules Abyssinia carries it. His was a Shama, son of Abjar. Abyssinia. Today, Ethiopia, Eritrea, northern Somalia. On one of the dark nights, conspirators killed the Negus Abjar. They put another man on his throne, and the murdered king had a son. They sold him to a slave trader. Then came a night of rain. The new king walked out of his palace, surrounded by his soldiers, and a thunderbolt came down out of the sky. It struck him, alone. Not one soldier beside him was touched. He fell dead in that very instant. Abyssinia broke into chaos. The people reached one conclusion. A curse from God had come down on them. So they went looking for the first king's son. They found him on a ship, bound for the land of the Arabs, to be sold as a slave. They reached that ship before it sailed. They freed the boy and sat him on the throne his father had held. That boy was a Shama ibn Abjar, the king the Muslims would know as An-Najashi. And perhaps that childhood is the answer. The injustice done to him is very likely why he came to hate it. He became famous for his justice, famous enough that word reached Mecca. So when persecution there became unbearable, the messenger sent his companions across the sea, to that king. Quraysh sent a man to bring them back. They sent Amr ibn al-As, an old friend of the king. And God cast faith into the heart of the Negus. He believed. And then he hid it. Not out of fear for his throne. He hid it because of the refugees. Those Muslims sheltering with him were roughly half of all the Muslims alive on earth. He had watched the Christian patriarchs choke on a religion calling men to the oneness of God. He knew they would revolt and depose him. They had done exactly that to his father. And if they took him, the Muslims lost the one man who could shelter the messenger himself if Medina ever fell. So the king said nothing. For years. There was a reason the emigrants were kept there 15 years. If the polytheists killed the messenger and every companion with him, someone would still be alive on the earth carrying the banner of Islam. That is what the king was protecting. And these are the reasons I call him the unknown soldier of the Ummah of Islam. He died after years of secret support, still having never seen him. And in Medina, the messenger knew, before the news ever arrived. He gathered the companions and prayed the prayer of the absent over a king they had never met, the first king on earth to believe in the message. Of everyone who came after the companions, he is the only one at whose hands a companion accepted Islam. A king in Africa, who never saw the prophet, who most of us never knew was one of us.